Okay, so I really have to apologize that it's been a while since I did a video. I've been kind of busy and it's been extremely hot here. Heat index is around 110. So I haven't been able to get outside and get up in the attic to do some install of the lighting. But I did a little bit as I could, and you'll see in this video installation, setting up a couple more controllers, and then getting things up and running. There you go, that's what it looks like. This is all I got right now. I only have 150 lights down this row, but this one that goes around the corner, I have about 250. So I'm gonna keep adding to this row until I see that I'm impacting power at full power. That means setting the brightness all the way up and on white. Here's my control box. I got dig quad 1 turned on. Everything's good. I disconnected all the lights but one string. That comes off of here. This is coming off of dig quad 2, but that's off right now. So I'm only running this one cable. So here's my multimeter. Put that on amps. Set my range to 40 amps. I made myself a little pigtail here. I got ground and data connected, and this is power. So we'll disconnect here. Connect this right here. I'm just going to do it live. It should be fine. Find out where's the end. Here you go. Connected. And I got me some alligator clips. Right now I'm set at 50%. I'm not set at 50% white. So hold on, let me go ahead and set it to 50% white. Okay, now I'm set to 50% white. I'm gonna go ahead and hook these up. This guy here. Come on, get on in there. So now I've set I'm getting 0.77 amps on one string. So now I'm going to hook the rest up. I'm getting 2 amps. That's, this is about 50, 100, this is about 250 bulbs. So I want to stay under 5 amps. So now I'm going to switch to the other string that has 500. 50% white, limiter's off. Limiter's set at 20,000 milliamps or 20 amps. 50% I'm at 2.42 amps for 500 bulbs. I don't know, it seems pretty safe. 0.77 amps for 50 bulbs, you figured it would come out to 7.7 amps at 500. But I come out to 2.43. If I turn the brightness all the way up to 100%, it only hits about 4 amps. So I'm not really sure, but I'm going to stay at 50. If anybody has an idea of something I'm doing wrong, let me know. But as of right now, staying with 500 bulbs per channel. And I don't even have an injection on the end of the 50 bulbs or this 500 bulbs. I'm just going to end it right there. I don't know if I really need to run cable all the way out there. I'll take any help. Everything seems to be running right and safe. Wires are cool. They're not warm. They're not too hot. Everything seems to be nice. I don't see a problem. So I just wanted to add a quick comment. So this is a single 4-channel distribution box that I've built. 12 volt power supply, dig quad, so if I have 4 channels, 5 volt relay, so that you got 5 volts always running the ESP32 board chip on here with Wi-Fi. So you always get WLED, and then when you turn it on, it powers up to 12 volts. Here's the thing. One channel, you can only get about 10 meters, about 32 feet. So you, depending on how big your house is, you may have to put a smaller box in multiple locations, like in your attic, to get to certain areas. My house is big enough, I have to do one box in the garage, the one that's earlier in the video, and then I have one of these boxes on the southwest corner of the house, and then I have another one on the northeast corner of the house. So this has 4 channels that will cover some areas of that side of the house. The other one has 4 channels that will cover that corner of the house, and the one in the garage has 4 channels. This entire box right here probably run you about $125 to build. About less than 20 bucks on Amazon for a 12 volt 30 amp power supply. I think this dig quad was about 47 bucks, I think, with the Wi-Fi. The relay is about $5, and these are like $5 each. You get from Dr. Z, or you can get it from AliExpress. So, and then them fans, I got 4 of them for, I think, 10 bucks. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's say 75, 20, $25 for this. That's $100. And this box, you might be able to find it cheaper. I think I paid like 50 bucks for it. So $150 for the entire controller box. And then, you know, went over on the bulbs. You can look up the bulbs. They change quite a bit. But you have to make sure that you have a 5 volt power supply, just a simple 5 volt power supply like I did on the other box. That maintains 5 volts on the controller. And then the power supply cord for the main 12 volt power supply that runs the lights. All right, so here is the end of a track. And you can see I'm at the end of the house. And as you can see, it is just a little short. So all you do is take those scissors, don't cut the wire, just cut the PVC J channel around it wherever you need to make a turn, and then turn it. So as you can see, that's the beginning of a whole track, and it comes in, and then that's half of it ending right there. I had to cut about 1.5 inches to make the turn, and then I ran that track on down to plants and stuff. Right there. So that is where this one ends. It's a connector up inside there to connect the 2 tracks together. And then it goes on down through that one. Every time you have a turn, you just, like right here, you just cut the track. Don't cut the wire, just cut around the track and then make your turn. See, I had to do one here to go from there to there, and then that's where it ended, and then I had to cut a new turn there, and then go on down there. This is 500 bulbs. Goes from the corner by the garage all the way around this area, and then all the way down to that pergola down there, about halfway under that pergola. And then I had to end it, and then you can see where I came in with a new line. So this track ends right there, up in the attic right there. It's actually in a little comm room that I have in my house. There's a new controller that's going to run some of the stuff here and upstairs. And then this goes around that corner and then down the house. So for areas that don't have fascia, I did like this. So what I did there is I just folded over the screw hole area. I'll show you that in a second. And then put a screw up from the bottom. I'm going to come by and I'm going to take some caulk and I'm going to caulk it along that top edge. That's pretty much it for getting it installed. It's pretty easy. Those screws are about 2 inches long because it's about 1.5 inches drag and then 1/2 inch into the siding. But the screws to put it up to the fascia are only 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. Pretty thin, or pretty small. All right, so this is an example of how I do that area that doesn't have fascia, where you would normally screw it back here, and then it would be hidden under the fascia to where you'll only see this bottom. But if you have that area where you go right into siding, what I did is I take your fingers and you bend this screw area. Make sure you bend it enough so that it actually bends down into the track. Then I just ran a screw up under here. I tried to screw it at an angle, like if I held this kind of like that, so I wouldn't bow out the siding. But you don't want to screw it too tight because you don't want this to fold up when it tightens down. So once it starts curling, just back the screw out so that it sits flat. Some of mine I have to kind of adjust when I go up to caulk, because you'll see you'll have this edge that has these holes. And I don't want rain and all that going and settling in there, so I'm just going to run a bead of gray colored caulk along this that will seal it up. Any of the other ones that I have on the edges that have holes, I'm going to just fill with caulk. That is the second floor window I was talking about. I'm going to run it along that fascia and around that area, and then it'll go through this side of the roof, and then it will go up and then down to right under that stack is where the other controller is. As long as it's less than 32 feet away, I'll be good. So, going around a corner, it's kind of tricky, and you got to go up like that. So you can look on Amazon and you can find 3-foot extension wires to go from one string to another, as long as it's not longer than 3 feet. Longer than 3 feet, then you're probably going to have to run some 3-wire cabling, which I'm going to show in a later part. But that's how you interconnect between one. And I got to go down there and around the corner. I'm at 300 bulbs on this one string right now. All right, just to give you an idea of what I got going on. This is up in my attic. So I told you I had to do a couple more controllers. So I built one here. It's inside the attic. Here's what it looks like. And that's going to control the lights on the second floor in the front of the house and the run that's on the first floor in the front of the house. Then, this is my little comm closet. Has a video surveillance system, my switch, network gear. It's a little bit of a mess right now because I just ran some new wiring. But here's my other controller. 4 channels. And I'll show you the trick I had to go through to do the second floor back here. So this is the second floor. You can see out the window. I don't know if I can do this, but you can see lights out there. It's kind of blurry, but anyhow, that actually comes in right over here. You can see I had to cut a hole in the ceiling. So I brought the wiring in through the soffit under that section of the roof, dropped it right here. And the reason I had to cut an opening is because I could not get to this section from over here. So I cut this open, brought the wire in, put another fish line through here to get to the attic over there, and then pulled the wire up, brought it over here, and then fished it back through. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing on the front for the lights that go over the front 2 windows. I'm gonna have to do the same thing for that too. So that's gonna be fun. So you see I have a window here and I have another window there. To get to that, I have the same problem here. So the controller sits back behind this old jukebox. Right behind that wall is where that controller in the attic is. Actually, it's kind of over there. But I'm gonna run a wire up to there, connect it to that one. It'll do this window. Then I'm gonna fish from here all the way over to there to do that window. As long as this run is not more than 32 feet, which it's not. It's only about maybe 15, 18 foot. And then that should run that other window off of one line. It'll only be about maybe 250 bulbs total. So that's it for this video. My next video is going to be setting up WLED, doing timers, calendars, and stuff like that so you can get everything up and running. That shouldn't take too long to do. But if you have any questions, hit me up. You have any ideas, hit me up. You have any suggestions, hit me up. Criticism, I don't have a problem with that. Subscribe, and like I said, hit me up in the comments. I'll put a link down there for those extension cables on Amazon. Thank you.